Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to our weekly stock market day video. This is analysis on S&P 500, QQQ, MEGS, and Mag 7s, and Bitcoin. And I'm a little bit under the weather, so my voice is not that great, but so we're going to do this real quick. Just bear with me here. And let's get started with the sector data wise. So sector data wise, I kept on hammering this home every week, being that as long as we're getting rotation into different sectors in the market, money is staying in the market. That means there's no outright fear, right? If you see XLK, the tech sector, down 2%. And the second and third most weighted sector, right? This is weighted by market caps. Financials and healthcare are getting 4%, 5% of these rotations, right? SPY's not going to tank, essentially, is what it is. So, and even in like XBI, right? A risk on small caps biotech sector is hitting new all-time highs and getting rotations. So that just says to me that there's currently not that much fear in the market, right? Although the fear ingredient is saying otherwise, it just shows me that a lot of market participants are kind of still on the wrong side of the boat, right? If you look at this 32 in the fear, and all of a sudden ASM data, everybody is still, on the bearish side. Historical averages is 31. We're in the 40s, right? Historical averages for bulls are 37, and we're in the 31. So that, even though we did flip for 1 week to the bulls, it looks like it ended real quick on the semiconductor pullback. So a lot of people are, to me, it's probably something like this. Everybody missed the move, right? And they start getting in here, and all of a sudden we get these kind of like huge flushes. Everybody goes back to becoming bear again, right? They're like, oh no, I missed the whole thing. Now I'm gonna start getting in, and they get in, right? Let's say they get in here, right? They've been green for a little bit, and next thing you know, they lost all their gains in like 3 days, right? And now they're back to a bear, and now they flip back to bull. Now they're bear again, right? So it's kind of like the psychology of when you miss this first kind of move, this first half of this part, which makes a lot of sense, right? But overall, still healthy for me, right? Just look at SPY. Didn't even drop at all this week, while Q's dropped slightly, right? So that's what happens when we get healthcare and financials. Sorry, excuse me. This is still the bull flag, essentially is what it is. This is currently flagging, actually really nicely at the moment. If we come all the way back down to 710, 709 here, it's still going to be a monthly bull flag moment. So if there's any kind of fear, we'll see money rotate out of every single sector, and these small caps will definitely not be hitting the all-time highs. For now, we're not seeing that at the moment, although we are seeing a lot of semiconductors dark pools here, right? Number 3 largest print, SOXL. This is just a 3x leverage of SOXX, which is a semiconductor ETF. Three, six, number 1 largest print, second largest print, fifth largest print. We are trading below it. So when this does roll over, you want to definitely want to see other sector getting rotation, because the semiconductor has been driving the entire move up for the Qs. So if this tanks, you want to see software getting some rotation, Mag 7s getting rotation, which is starting to, right, this week. This is Mag's ETF, so this is the Mag 7s, right, this week, every week, while the semis are down, Mag 7s are getting rotation. So if Mag 7s are getting rotation, it's probably going to hold up the market too, right, because they're one of the biggest weightings in the entire market. So they haven't been getting rotation while the semis are ripping, right? Semis has been ripping for a while, and you can see Mag 7s kind of got sold off a little bit, essentially, to go into that end of to try to bring the money back to the semis. Now the semis is pulling back and consolidating sideways, right? The semis going sideways. Now we're seeing money starting to rotate into Mags, a little bit into software this week as well, and of course financial sector and healthcare sector. We just saw that. So no huge red flags here, right? You can see this Q's a little bit down, but really not that significant. And because SPY is getting that rotation from the other two sectors, it wasn't even down, like flat on Friday. So this is also flagging really nicely, right? Measure the moves. We're not even near this 0.32 box yet for the bull flag. So My consensus still be the same thing for the last couple of weeks. I've been saying more so sideways into earnings. So earnings, the semiconductor sector is propped up essentially by raising earnings and raising guidance. So we'll have to see if they can do that. Right, earnings season just started. Well, hasn't really started yet, but it's gonna start. A little bit of earnings left, but not really much um, here for this coming week. If you guys are in this, just take a screenshot. And for that H1 data, we have PMI on Monday and FOMC minutes. They're just releasing the minutes, not a meeting. And Thursday is going to be initial jobless claims. Yeah, so for me, more so sideways until more earnings roll out into mid-July, end of July. We'll see where that goes. If it's consolidated sideways, forms a bull flag. Next, they raise earnings again, beats by a whole mile, and then raises guidance by even more. We're probably gonna hit all-time highs like this, right? Let's say semis continue to kind of like chill out a little bit. Max 7 gets rotation. We're probably gonna chill out more sideways versus kind of like tanking, because there's the other sector that's gonna hold up the market, and we'll see how earning comes. All right, so not that great of a look. We got two lower lows with no follow through, right? This is the low. This is the first break of this low, no follow through. This is the second break of this low, no follow through. This is technically speaking, you call both of these third break, but you can call this the third break and the fourth break if you want, if you're on a shorter term time frame. So we're seeing actually no follow through every time it breaks. So this shows me that there's not much sellers beneath here. And kind of like a liquidity graph, stops everybody out, right? You usually place your stop here. This one would have stopped everybody out who places a stop here, and then this bounces, and everybody would have their stop here, right? And these will stop everybody out that place their stop below here. So with these ones. There, excuse me. And then it's bounced. Not really out of the woods yet, right? This is like the first resistance, right? This low right here on the 66, 67 zone, where it started coming and we just reject it, right? We can't get over one structure. Really, there's no signs of bullishness except for this this move here this week. I would say is slightly relative strength. Look at the Qs, right? Qs is right on Friday and Thursday and Wednesday, and we're actually up, which is very rare. We've been seeing Qs up every single day while Bitcoin's going down. So, but this is the first time I see a little bit of shift. Actually, just keep that. So, if this is gonna be the no follow through, which we're showing a couple times already, this is the time bulls are gonna take charge. Like this is, if they don't take charge here, I don't know when they're gonna ever take charge. Also, we got an RSI divergence here. I don't use divergence that much, but when you have confluence of different signals, right? Relative strength of the Qs, which we haven't seen in, I don't even know, like a whole year. So relative strength to the Qs is the first sign. RSI divergence, second sign. 3 lower lows, no follow through, third sign. And this is also a risk asset. So let's see if this is it, right? Let's see if they pull this off here for the bulls. But bare minimum, let's see if they can get over even this first resistance structure here. All right, let's look at Tesla. Not much to talk about here. The consensus of this one has been sideways for weeks, which is still in trading range, really. No clear direction for me, right? No real trend. You can call this a downtrend, but then this kind of just negated it. Now we're in neutral trend and just pretty much completely sideways. It's resistance, very clear resistance, 450 here. Very clear support around this 380 to this 370 zone right here. Right, these lows are marked off of these highs. Is prior highs here. It's very clear. So as long as it doesn't break below 370, it won't come into the structure. It will just continue to ping pong between here. All right, so meta here. You got that news on Wednesday, but this Friday kind of just killed the momentum, to be honest. Like, this was supposed to be like, this is it, right? They're kind of like, got the news, and let's see if we can break out, right? And then I don't even know what happened here on Friday. Sorry, Thursday. But just in clear, very clear rejection here. Prior resistance, try to get over it. Came below it. Hits again. This hit same resistance. So really not that great of a look. But longer term picture, it's just completely sideways. So no trend either. No direction, zero direction, no nothing for here. You throw a dice and you it could be up and down the next day. Here, anybody could guess, to be honest, here for this one at the moment. What bulls need to do is essentially form the higher low and then try to come from a daily uptrend. That would be the bare minimum first step. And then this 640 is the resistance they need to get over here. If they can get over that, then we have a chance of the 680, which is the top of this range. Has been trading in for a while. So, all right, let's take the Amazon. Little bit better, but not that much. We had like a break below, kind of like a liquidity grab on this last Thursday into major support, right? The amount of volume traded here for a couple months. This lows mark off of these lows, essentially. A lot of volume on Friday, but that's the yeah, really not that out of whiz. You can see support, flush, liquidity grab, right? That kind of like that lower low, no follow through, like that we talking about Bitcoin, but this is different. The Bitcoin one is more prominent, more obvious, and a lot more times. But this is just kind of like a flush into support back there and then bounce. I do like the Wednesday where it back tests this prior support, right? Became resistance here for 2 days. Now this back test, bounce above it, back test is acting support, so that's showing good signs. Also, the mags are getting a little bit of rotation, so we'll see if this actually comes back to test this 256, which is this prior support. Now I'm going to act as resistance. All right, Microsoft. So this is what we call that lower low, no follow through either, as well, right? This is the low, which is around goes all the way back to near, pretty close to Terra low. Terra low is around here, and you would think this would be the actual low, right? And then after it moved like this, but nope, it actually came back down and broke that low. This is the lower low, no follow through. Stop everybody out, essentially. People that wanted to sell decided to sell. People that stop out decided to stop out and mark the lows and events. So got a little bit of rotation to software this week. So you can see that here on Microsoft as well and other software names. Decent 12% bounce, right? So really not out of the woods yet. I want to see it back about 400, coming back into the range, this range, maybe something like this. Kind of ping pong here for a bit before it decides the next move or into its earnings. Then that will be a better look. But for now, great first step for sure. Create a lot of space, but let's see if we continue to get the rotation from Mags. Google still no red flags as long as it holds above its prior structures, right? This is the last structure is built along the way up. Guess what? The high of the structure acted as support and the bounce. So what would be a red flag for me is if this bounces, forms a weekly lower high, cracks below the prior structure on it when it builds on its way up. That would be the red flag. But so far, not yet. This move can potentially create that lower high on the weekly because I have a lot of space, but no signs of that yet. We'll see. All right, let's take a look at Apple. Really no red flags for me. Same consensus for me. I always talk about Apple being likes to range for a very long time sideways after it breaks out, which historically does that all the time. So once this broke out, I was saying it'll likely like potentially range in this area um, until it decides to break out again. So which is very nice move on Friday, to be honest. But not much resistance up here. It's only like 2, right? It's really not that much. But if it makes a new high, then it'll be price discovery mode again, and then we'll probably see it range around these areas. All right, Nvidia. Coming in, so it's kind of like into its support again. So I don't want to see it go below here, essentially. Starting to come into the structure, right? This is where all the prior resistance is. You want to see adding support, which is kind of showing a starting support. Although on this entire move down, the whole semiconductor sector was going up, and this is dropping already. And the last couple of days, semis has been going down. So if semis started going a little bit more, is Nvidia going to get rotations from its max sevens? So that's going to be the question. If it can hold above here, right, prior resistance, now acting as support slightly. So you can see all these lower wicks kind of being bought up. We want to see it back above this 200 mark, psychological mark. Then the market will be fine, right? If max 7 gets rotation, semis go down a little bit. It's not going to be that big of a deal. All right, that's got it for you guys. Go to the like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for more commodities update. Have a great rest of you guys' weekend.